A white man by the name of Chris Landry, who is Canadian by nationality, got a rude awakening when he was trying to come back home after visiting Canada. Check it out.
I never expected that I wouldn't be able to go back home.
Chris Landry took a trip to Canada like he's done for the last 40 years. Only this time, he couldn't get back home to New Hampshire.
I felt like I was being treated like a criminal.
The 46-year-old legal U.S. resident, who is a Canadian national, was denied entry at the border in Maine this weekend. He says he was held for 3 hours with 2 of his 5 children and turned back to Canada over old misdemeanor offenses tied to marijuana and a suspended license from 2004 and 2007.
A living nightmare.
So as you saw there, he was detained at the border with 2 of his children. Now, he said, listen, I go to Canada once a year, and I've been doing this for the last 40 years without an issue. Go home for a little bit and come back, right? But he said this time, not so much. Immigration was like, you are a criminal, okay? You have a criminal background, even though he said that he's not a criminal, but the records say differently. Now, in 2007, sounds like he was found guilty on 2 misdemeanors. One of them had to do with marijuana, right? And it sounds like he was sentenced to 2 60-day sentences, but he didn't have to serve them. They were suspended. So he was like, listen, I'm law-abiding. I got a family. I got 5 children. We got a good business. I need to get back there. But again, immigration, ICE, said, nah, you cannot do that, sir. You need to figure it out. Now, they're working on trying to get him back over here. And if I didn't already say, yes, he is a big-time Trump supporter, or at least he was anyway. I don't know if he's going to change his mind. I don't think it'd be smart to do that right now because he's going to need Trump and them to say, okay, he's white, he can come on back, right? But see, that's another case of don't vote for something that you wouldn't want done for yourself. Now, he says that he's a 3rd-generation green card holder. So it sounds like that's the tradition in his family. He says, but I didn't even think about, getting a full citizenship until now. Now, of course, it is said via Trump that if you get escorted out of here or whatever the case is, you can't come back, right? Because you should have left on your own. But the other thing, too, is Trump's administration is talking about, okay, yeah, great. You got a green card, but is you a criminal? And he's a criminal, so he just kind of falls into that, right? But something tells me we're going to see some changes because now we're seeing a lot of white people are getting caught up in all this mass deportation stuff, right? Like he said, Chris, I belong in the United States, even to the tune of voting for Trump. But it's like, yeah, but you voted for something that you didn't think would come back on you. In fact, you were so hardy that you just went on across the border thinking, okay, well, I'll be back. Not even thinking about, I got a little crime in my background, right? Did not cross your mind at all until them folks was like, get somebody else to let you come back over here. So, I don't know, will he come back over here? It all remains to be seen. But something tells me, too, that Trump and them ain't really trying to catch too many white folks up in that. And so I think they'll probably change the way they do things. Maybe they won't. Maybe they say those white people that's getting caught up in the immigration sweeps and all that, well, they're collateral damage. It all remains to be seen. So anyway, y'all let me know what you think of that. And for more